Well, welcome to the first ever Cruise Conversations live stream. Sorry for the delay. First off, we had some technical issues. We're excited for this morning. We got Frank and his mom actually out on Utopia the Seas right now, so we're going to be bringing them in to kind of hear about their experience so far. They just got on the ship yesterday. And then we got another co-host here with me today. You've actually heard and seen him many times here on this podcast, Jeremy, also known as the Cruising Bear. So I'm going to get Jeremy in here now. We're going to get this show on the road. Jeremy, how's it going?
It's going great, man. Not on the cruise, but Frank is. I guess I'll live vicariously through him.
Exactly. I mean, that's the plan here this morning. Like we said, kind of talk cruising, see Utopia the Seas. We got a lot going on. If you're here in the chat, comment below where what cruise ship you're excited to be sailing next. We're gonna throw some of those up here on the screen before we connect with Frank and his mom here. But Jeremy, for the people who haven't kind of heard you on the podcast yet, kind of just talk about your cruising experience, kind of what got you into cruising.
So I've been on, I think, 21 cruises now. I've sailed almost all the major cruise lines, I think, except for Disney and Holland. 10 years ago, my sister was insistent I go on a cruise. I was nervous. I went. I fell in love immediately, and that's my vacations now. All I do is cruise. I try and get about 4 or 5 a year now.
That's awesome. Now, what are you kind of excited to see here today on Utopia the Seas?
As always, I'm excited to see Central Park because that's my favorite part of any Oasis Class ship. I'm excited to see if there's any small differences between other Oasis Class and this ship. A few other little changes. I want to see how the casino is, and being that it's only doing shorter sailings, I want to ask them about the crowd and how it feels. And shorter sailings can get a little wilder.
Yeah, for sure. Well, without further ado, we have Frank and his mom here sitting in Central Park. I'm going to pull them in here now, and we're going to hear from them. Stay tuned. Well, there they are. Frank,
hey,
can
guys.
you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, we got you.
Awesome. Yeah, we're live from Central Park. We're a little sweaty, so just bear with us there. It's we're in Nassau today, and it's toasty. We're not moving, and so you don't have that breeze in Central Park like you normally do. But
August in the Bahamas.
Yes, August in the Bahamas. But overall, it's been a really great start to the trip. So it's only a 3-night cruise, Friday through Monday. We're getting off Monday, but yeah, really enjoyed everything so far.
Brand new ship.
What's been your favorite part?
Oh my gosh. Well, just getting off Icon, there's some differences for sure. But I've sailed Wonder, so this is a sister ship to Wonder. Love Oasis Class. I mean, what's there not to like? Not a huge fan of the 3-night. This is what we could kind of fit in right now. But as Jeremy said, it's a very different crowd. Very much a party atmosphere. Lots of kids on this sailing, I think primarily because, of course, they're all getting ready to go back to school. So it's kind of the last hurrah. So lots and lots of kids. But still a lot of place to kind of escape the crowds and enjoy all that it has to offer.
Yeah. Last night we ate at Giovanni's, which is they have a new concept. I mean, it's pretty much completely redone from Wonder, right? So
absolutely,
they brought it where Wonderland is, and it's
incredible venue. Incredible.
Yeah.
I give it a 10. I mean, the whole atmosphere of Giovanni is just knocks you. You can't even believe it. It's balcony seating, looking over the back of the ship. They went all out, making Giovanni's feel like you're in.
I mean, there's like a tree in the middle, and then
a live olive tree.
And then
Nice.
I don't think it's live. I think he was just yanking our chain.
Yeah.
But you have like a balcony that looks over the boardwalk,
Yeah.
and so you do have we were looking at the ocean from Giovanni's, which you don't get that on. I don't think any other Oasis Class ship. So pretty nice there. But yeah, overall it's been a great.
It's been awesome so far. We were just on yesterday, so we haven't
gotten to do everything
yes,
yet.
yes.
But
Yeah.
still have a lot on the agenda for today.
Now, is the menu any different at Giovanni's versus some of the other Oasis Class ships, or did it seem pretty similar?
I feel like if you go to a Giovanni's Italian kitchen, right, they've got the pizzas, which is different. But if you go to a Giovanni's table, they don't have the pizzas.
I think they're a little bit more pasta heavy. I think they have the pizza oven on this ship, which is really a nice
pizza's
addition.
great.
Yeah, the pizza was very good.
Yeah, the rest of it's pretty much the same. I like that they have the meat plank. We didn't order that, but yeah, they got a lot of.
Plank is amazing. They also have a large party private room, which I
Okay.
think, Frank, you got some pictures of that, which
Yep.
is really nice. So if you're traveling with a big group, like a family of, I think it seats like 10 or 12.
Yeah, I think it does.
So how cool is that if you have a special event and you want to arrange to have that private room, because it is definitely off and cut off from the rest of the restaurant. So
Then he recommended that we got the steak. He's like, I know this sounds crazy, but this is the best steak on the ship. So we were like, sure, it's free, so we might as well try it.
yeah, it was very nice. They served it kind of a marsala style with mushrooms, and very, very tender, very good.
Yeah, very good. So it's been good so far.
Nice. Well, for all of y'all that are tuning in watching, drop in the comments. Kind of at some point, Frank may get up and kind of wander around and show us some different parts of the ship. So comment in the chat what you want us for him to show off to us. Now, Frank, let's talk about Sail Away a little yesterday, because I mean, you went live on Instagram for a couple minutes and was showing it off, and then you were texting me yesterday saying it felt different from a typical Royal Caribbean Sail Away. Kind of tell us about that a little.
I think just overall, the vibe is definitely like, on a typical Royal Caribbean Sail Away, you have the line dancing and all of that, right? So that's pretty standard. But then
The conga line.
they had a conga line going all the way around the top and the bottom. There are people in the pools. It was probably the most lively part, and that's what they want, right?
Yeah.
That's what they want this weekend to be. They want it to be their party weekend, right?
They had a great DJ. I think the DJ did a good
the
job.
DJ was great. They have like a hype crew that's kind of like, get in the conga line. Like, remember they came out to us like, get in the conga line. So they have like people walking around the ship trying to encourage the party atmosphere. And that's like, even the CEO of Royal Caribbean has like the champagne gun that he'll like spray at people. Like, they want this to be like the ultimate party weekend. That's what they're marketing it as.
Yeah.
And
Definitely, that's what they're targeting.
And
for the 3 nights.
Yeah, so it's been really, you can see that in the pool the music was blasting all over the pool deck, and I was like, well, if you want to get away from this, you can. Like, you can. I looked down at Central Park. There was no one in Central Park. I looked in, the solarium was the normal solarium, so you can definitely escape it if you want to.
Absolutely. Yeah, the solarium was still nice and quiet.
Yeah.
But overall, I mean, you feel like a lot more energy than a typical Sail Away. Like everyone is around the pool deck, like you said, celebrating the start of the cruise.
Yep, for sure.
Awesome. Jeremy, do you have any questions for them?
As a gambler, all the gamblers are wondering, how's the casino?
Well, it was absolutely packed last night. I mean, packed. So I just hard to navigate through there. There were so many people. I guess on a 3-day, you only have a few nights. So, we'll see tonight if there's the same amount of people, but it was mobbed with people. Craps table, I don't play craps, but they were having a big time there. I mean, it was loud and lively, and they all seemed to be having a great time.
How about the space? I mean, compared to Wonder and Symphony, like, did you feel like it is laid out better? I mean, the bar is huge, and that's kind of a bigger thing I noticed, right? They actually have the games built into the table.
Yeah, they have the
like video
online,
poker.
Video
poker
games,
right there, which is really cool.
I think it's still a work in progress, to be honest with you. I mean, I love Symphony and Harmony. I love how their casinos are laid out. I think the biggest change on the newer ships, especially Icon, and again, also Wonder and Utopia, is they're working on ventilation. Trying to find a way where the smoking gamblers can exist in the same world as the non-smoking gamblers. And it's a struggle. They do have also the non-smoking area, which is always pretty much empty. There's just nobody in there. Personally, I think it's a waste of space.
Yeah, totally.
I think I don't see that lasting long term.
They're just trying to accommodate everyone. I think sometimes Royal tries too hard to like accommodate everyone.
Yeah.
When then they lose people because of that,
And the space could be used for something different. But at any rate, it was packed. Lots of new games, lots of new machines. The tables seem to be more compact and a little closer together. Would you agree?
Yeah.
So sometimes it's hard to navigate around the tables and the crowds that are in the surrounding area. So, but overall, like I said, I think everybody was having a great time, and I was just really surprised at how many people the first night. But again, it's 3 nights, so I think they were kind of trying to get their time in.
Yeah.
We went to the comedy show as well.
The comedy show. We did do the comedy show after the casino a little bit. It was great. I mean, we had 2 guys. One of them was more like a dark humor, and one of them was more like a goofy humor, and just kind of kind of funny. Like they were both really, really good though, and in just completely different styles.
Yeah, I was really impressed, and I'm always impressed. Icon actually had 3 comedians that came up, and I'll tell you that everybody talks about like different ships and the shows that they provide and the entertainment, and hands down, Royal has everybody, beat. I mean, you can't compete with Royal's level of entertainment.
Yeah, a lot of different shows. We haven't seen the Aqua show
Yep,
yet. Aqua
that's coming up.
82, that's tonight. So I think that one's going to be great. We have the ice show. There's also a theater show. So we're going to try to do as much as we can, but it is a lot. So we'll see how much we can get done and still enjoy the cruise.
Was the comedy itself in the attic, or was it in the main theater?
It was in the attic. And then the last night, they're also doing the main theater show. So they always do like each night they've got like the same show, and then the last night they kind of do like a full theater show.
Joint show. Awesome.
One of the things that one of the comedians said at the end, the headliner comedian, he said, "Listen, we'd love for you to come back because the attic is a very small venue. I mean, very small. So that's why it's sometimes hard to get in, especially on a shorter cruise, right?
Yeah.
So he said, listen, we'd love to have you back, but just so you know, it's going to be the same routine. It's going to be the same jokes. However, our last night show will be different."
Yeah.
I thought that was really important that he did that because it gives everybody on the ship that wants to see the show in the attic an opportunity to get in.
Yeah, I like that they do that because then it's like it is such a small. You want like an intimate, you don't want like a big comedy show all the time. So I like the intimate space, but I like you mentioned, they emphasize, hey, don't try to come back tomorrow.
Right. We'd love to see you, but just so you know, it's the same jokes, and that's actually the first time I've heard them say that, which I was impressed with. Because again, you want everybody to have an opportunity to see something, to see the comedy show.
Yeah. Jeremy, we have our first question in the chat, and it's for you, your son. Question for the Cruising Bear: when are we going?
Well, I am booked up all the way through the beginning of 2026 because I have 11 cruises booked until then. I told him 2027 maybe. I don't know.
Oh my!
And
all right, well, she'll be waiting for you. We don't know if she'll be doing a 3 or 4 night cruise then.
That's what I'm interested in. Like,
yeah.
I'm just curious how long they're going to keep this 3-night, 4-night.
It's beautiful hardware, right? Like, it's the same exact. very similar to Wonder. Beautiful ship, and it's just like part of us is like we feel like they're not wasting it, but it's like it is like meant. Like it could totally do a 7-night cruise and kill it, you know.
Unless they're just trying to compete with some other ships on that, the party theme, quick getaway.
Yeah.
Again, you see a lot of people from around the East, local, very, very local people. I mean, clearly you're not going to fly in from Australia or the Netherlands to go on a 3-night cruise, unless you're already in Orlando. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this evolves, with the 3 and 4 nights.
Yeah.
What I like to think they're doing is letting people get on a Oasis Class ship at a more reasonable price, because sometimes a 7-day like on the Wonder is going to be twice the price. You can experience class and still go to Coco Cay and still experience all the wonder of a giant awesome ship like this, and at a fraction of the cost of a 7-day. I think they're trying to capture that little audience right there.
Mm-hmm. And Jeremy, to your point, it gives people. And this is so important because often it's the smaller ships that don't have all the bells and whistles. So it's giving people just a little taste of what Oasis Class brings to you. So then they get here and they're like, wow, this was incredible. Hey, let's do a 7-night.
You can't be 3 days on Oasis Class and do everything. You can hardly do it in 7 days, let alone in 3 days.
No, it's a taste test. Yeah.
It's a taste test for sure.
And like you said, so right now it is doing the shorter sailings. It'll be interesting to see if kind of like Allure, they end up eventually switching it to some of the older Oasis Class ships and let this one do the full 7 nights, since it has some of the newer venues, like you said, like the Azumi in the park, like the new Giovanni's. So it'll be interesting to see over time, like you said.
Yeah, slide it down to Galveston. I'll take it.
You still got Harmony down there, right, Jeremy?
Harmony for I think another year, then the Allure's coming after that.
Nice. Jeremy, you also have another fan in the chat, Gilbert.
Yes.
Cruising Bear, Cruising Bear, Cruising Bear.
Yeah, Gilbert's great.
Well, Frank, do you want to show off some parts of the ship here?
Yeah, just give us a minute. We're going to get up and then I'll start showing a little bit of the ship. But Mom?
Yeah, any other comments you want to say now?
I'm going to say ciao, but I'm going to go check out the spa, so I'm excited for that.
Oh, nice.
But so they do have the cool destination elevators here.
Oh yeah, let's talk about this.
So real quick before I say ciao, it's people are still trying to figure it out. I'll admit my biggest problem getting used to the destination elevators, and it's kind of funny, but you push the button and it tells you which letter, right? So if I say I'd like to go to Central Park, deck 8, it gives you a letter. It'll tell you, C. So, but what happens is you push it and you walk away, because you know how typically you'll push a button and you just wait for the elevator. You forget to look for your letter.
Yeah,
right?
so you got to do it almost twice. You like do it and then you're like, oh, and then you're like, which one do I get into?
Right. So it's so funny, but it's kind of amusing watching people get used to the concept of a destination elevator. And yes, it is true. At peak times, you may have to wait just a little bit longer. However, once you get on,
you're not like every floor.
It's
quicker.
You're going to your floor very quickly. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for having me on, guys, and I'm gonna let Frank take it from here, and I'll just keep posted on the spot.
Thanks for coming and chatting with us.
All right.
All right, Jeremy. Well, while Frank gets ready to go do that, you have another fan in the chat here, Vladimir.
Big Flash, yes, sir.
Let's see. So I don't know where. All right, Frank, we're gonna pull you back in here. You can show off some Central Park.
Central Park is wonderful.
Hey guys, am I back?
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay.
And you're live.
Cool. So this is awesome. So this is Central Park. Again, very similar. You've got 150 Central on the left side there, and then Chops is where we were just sitting. A lot of people are just kind of out and about now at this point. It was funny. I was up at 8 a.m. this morning, and the ship was absolutely dead. So just to tell you that it is a party vibe on board. But we're going to 150 tonight, so super excited about that. I love this spot. There's not really like chairs right here, but just kind of like a walk through. You can walk on the other side as well. One of the biggest changes I'm about to show you is this Izumi in the park, right? So the coolest thing, we've got the dining package. So in a couple hours, I feel like I just ate a croissant, but I'm also I'm always down for some sushi. So I think they open at noon, but you can totally just come here, grab. You can see the menu, right? You can choose 2+ edamame in terms of sushi. You got the dumplings. They also have the bubble cones, which like are the really cool, trendy thing. So I'm gonna try to get one of those as well. But this is definitely the biggest Izumi. So if you are a hibachi person, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get in here right now, to be honest with you. Oh, it just opened. All right. So this is massive. So I'm not gonna go down there. There's like employees and stuff, but this is just the hibachi. And then there's a full sushi kind of spot down there, but super, super nice. And how's it going? That looks great. He's already got sushi ready to go. But yeah, just absolutely beautiful. And then, yeah, like I said, down here is the sushi side. And then they've got the omakase experience, which is like a chef's table for sushi. But yeah, this is just, I mean, it's a massive restaurant. This is their biggest Izumi that they have on any Royal Caribbean ship, actually bigger than the Icon one. So pretty awesome in terms of if you like sushi and hibachi.
Frank,
obviously across. Oh yeah.
I just want to say you got a chat coming in from your wife saying Mary is a natural. Enjoy the spa.
That's awesome. Thanks, Scotty. Thanks for letting us come on this cruise. But yeah, across the way you've got Park Cafe, which is again your quick grab and go. You can grab the roast beef sandwiches. Jeremy, you've got a lot of experience with those.
I love it.
So
I have
good.
like kind of on my 7-day cruise. It's awesome.
I don't want to like disturb everyone in here, but I'll just give a quick showing of what you can expect. But yeah, just grab and go. You got the sandwiches. They do the cutting station, carving station, and then drinks and stuff. I think the one thing that's weird and kind of shocking is they don't have an espresso machine. Even Oasis of the Seas, when it went through dry dock, and after that they had the espresso set up here. If you're on deck 8, it is really nice just to grab a coffee here, but they do have black coffee that you can grab and tea and everything there. So yeah, coming to the end of our Central Park tour, but it's so pretty. Obviously, beautiful spot. We got the water slides up ahead. We got the restaurant. They got shops as well. So this is the collection. You can come in here and buy something nice. You do well in the casino.
All right, we got our next question coming up in the chat, Frank, while you're moving to the next place. This is for you or Jeremy. What is a good beginner's first cruise?
For me, if you're really unsure about cruising, I would say a small 3 or 4 day cruise. just to get out there, just to see if it's cruising for you. It's not for everybody. Not people who like it. So go on something that's not giant, just give you a taste. It can be overwhelming going on a Oasis class ship for your first cruise, and you're like, man, this is a lot. I don't know if too much or too much. I think a good 3 or 4 day on like the Mariner or like the Dream or something like that, or even Virgin would be a really nice starter.
Perfect. Frank, so you're showing off the destination elevators right now. We had another question come through saying, what is one of the best features on Utopia over the Harmony? And I'm guessing you're going to say this is one of them.
I think this is one of them, right? So just as an example, they're getting it. They're not, okay, I'm not going to disturb you with this. I think this is definitely one of the, best features, the destination elevators, right? I would say in addition to that, I would probably go with, I really just loved the specialty restaurant, right? So you've got Giovanni over the boardwalk. It sounds kind of, silly, but looking out at the boardwalk and being able to look at the ocean, it's so much nicer, right? I do like the view bar. The solarium obviously doesn't have a pool on Harmony, so that's probably the biggest thing. You were on that, right? So Jeremy, that's a big downside to Harmony is that the solarium doesn't have a pool. So that's probably one of the biggest drawbacks. But other than that, you're going to see more similarities than differences when it comes to Harmony versus, yeah.
Perfect. Where are you on your way now to show us?
I'm going to quickly try to pop in. So here's the Royal Theater. You can see it here. I'm going to try to pop in here, but this is the promenade. So I'll give a quick walkthrough of the promenade. Okay, they're doing probably some rehearsals. So I'll just quickly show off the promenade. So on the right up here, you've got the karaoke bar, which is always fun. It's nice that they have like a full dedicated karaoke lounge, right? Here, I think they might be doing something in here right now.
Jeremy, Jackson's back in the chat saying, can't wait for my first Virgin Voyages in December with some amazing people.
Yes, we have a fun cruise with a small in December on the Valiant Lady, so we're excited about that.
Awesome. Well, Frank's also...
This is... Oh, no, I was just going to say this is Boleros, right? So they do like a lot of dancing and, you can see the bongos over there. It gets pretty lively. I mean, Michael, you remember on some of our cruises how lively Boleros gets?
Yeah. Jeremy, my mom's in the chat. She said, what is the Cruising Bear's full-time job that he's able to go on so many cruises?
The Cruising Bear has 2 jobs, so he can go on so many cruises. And the key to cruising a lot is getting free cruises through casinos. So the casino is the best way to get, you drop more money while you're on the cruise, but getting a free cruise is the way to go. So
yeah, that's a good point. I'm trying to do that. My wife's in the chat, so I got to be careful what I say, but I've been trying to do well in the casino, and that's been a fail. But it is like an investment, right? You put the money through, and you're on the other side. You may not win, but you do get free cruises through that.
How was the last night in the casino?
Jeremy, I didn't know we were going to be talking numbers on this. So Sorrento's, I will say, is amazing. For free pizza, I went here last night and just quickly grabbed a slice or 2 before bed. Always great. Hard to beat that. As you can see right now, we are docked at Nassau, but there's, not too many people, right? Pretty quiet, relatively. Got a lot of people kind of huddling around the Cafe Promenade, which is as expected in the morning. You got your next cruise. And then coming up on Pesky Parrot, but this is the Rising Tide Bar, which kind of still shocked that they have this. It takes up a ton of space. I think it's probably not the best use of space, but it is cool, right? So you kind of just sit here and you go up and down and enjoy a drink, and it goes all the way up to Central Park where we just were. So pretty cool. No, so that's the biggest change. So that's probably the best change, and I think I missed that earlier when we got that question about Harmony. We got Pesky Parrot. So Pesky Parrot has replaced the Bionic Bar completely. We've got Brian here, who's our parrot. He does bite, so just got to be careful there. I don't want to lose my camera. But yeah, this is awesome. Oh,
Enjoy yourselves.
Brian's talking
The
to
credit
me.
card statement won't come for another 2 or 3 weeks.
There you go. But you've got drinks, frozen drinks. It's awesome. This place is really, really cool. I don't think I'd ever want another Bionic bar on a Royal Caribbean ship after this. And what's really cool is that I'll go back around, but the lighting in the back changes based on the time of the day. So you can see it's pretty bright, kind of simulating what it looks like outside at Nassau. At night, this gets dark and still pretty like vibey in terms of the lights, but it just kind of goes with what's outside. So pretty nice. Just wanted to show you guys this as well.
I think one of the nice changes with it, too, is when it was the Bionic. I mean, I feel like it wasn't a place you'd actually sit around while having your drink. You'd get it and go. While here, it's a whole new lounge, like you said, to sit down, hang out with people, and enjoy the atmosphere of the Pesky Parrot.
I don't want to just like film random strangers, but here's like they even continued a little bit of the theme here outside in the promenade with the palm tree, and it's pretty cool. So tough to beat that. Michael, I'm gonna go up to the pool deck, but I probably need like a few seconds on the elevator. So maybe just
Yep.
you guys can keep talking. All right.
Let me mute him for a few. Well, we've seen a lot so far, Jeremy.
We have. It looks wonderful. I mean, one of the things I like about the newer ships, I mean, if you go on some of the older ships from the early 2010s, you get that, like I said, that old brass and wood, and dark wood feel. And the newer ships, you get a lot of the more modern and the muted colors, and I love that a lot. So I always think it's a better look. I love a new modern look. So like when I went on the Seascape and when I went on the Prima, you get that look, and it's a gorgeous look,
Yeah, like you said, much more modern than the older ships from the 90s, early 2000s. Yeah, I think the ship looks super cool. Like I said, I can't wait to see the pool deck now, because even some of the stuff he was showing in the live yesterday, just some additions they've made to it, like I didn't even see on Wonder when I was on it a couple years ago. So yeah, I'm excited to see that next. If you have any questions for us, make sure to drop them down in the comments below, and we'll continue to go through them as Frank's wandering around the ship.
What's your next cruise, Michael?
The Seashore, coming up September 1st. So coming up
Overnight,
pretty soon. What?
Overnight in Ocean Cay?
I think 2 overnights in Ocean Cay. Yeah,
Yep.
so super excited for that.
Ocean Cay is beautiful. You can party inside. You can party at the lighthouse. That's and late at night, because we couldn't do that. We left late, but still wasn't early enough or late enough that we could party at the lighthouse. So at night.
Yeah, that's in the light show. Looks super cool at it. I think they are doing the white party one night out there on the beach as well. So yeah, super excited to see that. All right, Frank's walking back out on the promenade, so we're gonna pull him back in here. All right, Frank, we got you back in here.
I'm actually on the pool deck. I will say, guys, I know it wasn't live at the time, but I just went from deck 5 to 15 with no stops.
I was about to say, Port Day, you gotta love Port Day elevators. You can get there quick.
Yeah, so that was pretty awesome. Obviously, you can see a lot of people out here, but there are still some chairs in the shade if you're okay with that. But yeah, this is one of the pools, right? So if you've got the in-pool loungers, I'm not gonna get too much on people, but this is one of the pools, so I'll kind of just walk around. Maybe I'll go up top because it's probably easier to kind of look down on what there is. But you can see this is actually Royal Caribbean's newest project, so I'll quickly talk about that. Just give me 1 second. But look how beautiful that water is.
Nice and blue. Hey.
You've got the Disney Wish. We've got the Carnival Sunshine. We've got the Norwegian, I believe it's the Bliss in front of us.
Hey, Frank, Scotty says to make sure you try some Izumi ice cream for her today.
Oh, that is definitely the plan for today. So this is Royal Caribbean's newest project. When you think about it, every ship that comes into port is going to see this brand new spot. And there's a lot of ships that come in. So people are going to be eyeing this. And I think this is honestly a really good piece of property for Royal. But they're building kind of like this private beach club for a day that they'll take you directly from the ship over to that piece of land. So they're adding pools and beaches and kind of simulating what Coco Cay looks like. But very, very cool there. Let's get back to...
It's harder to see on our side, Frank. How far along does it look like? Like, can you see like pools and stuff being dug out yet? Or is it still a little bit further off?
No, just still a little further. It looks like they're still kind of in the demo stage. Now, remember, this is definitely going to be ready next summer, is what they're saying. So we're really looking forward to that. But yeah, pretty cool. I think I'm going to try to get on a cruise next fall potentially. Then we'll come back to Nassau just to give that a try. But look at this. I mean, this is the pool deck. What's crazy about these ships is not how long or tall they are, right? But how wide. We've got two pools, and then in between you all obviously have the gap for Central Park. But just look at how big this is, right? Tons of chairs. They actually have like this stadium seating up top, which is really cool. You just want to lay out here. You've got the lime and coconut, which I'll kind of walk around. But
is that overhang?
Yeah, Mike Loney?
Is that overhang above you right now new to Utopia? Because I do not remember that on Wonder. Yep, what you're showing right there.
I think it is new, or it was on Wonder. I cannot remember if it's on Wonder or not.
Frank, we got another question for you that came in from my mom. She wants to know if you met up with the people who listen to the podcast that are also sailing yet.
Not yet. They tried calling me at 1 o'clock in the morning, but I was like a little upset about the casino loss at that time, so I wasn't out and about at 1 a.m. But I will meet up with them soon. But there's a lot of other famous people on this ship. So I did see some other influencers are on. I did see that Super Mario is on board. So he's got like 10,000 nights or something with Royal Caribbean. So he's on board. Well, let me go down. I think I'm losing. Can you guys still see me okay and everything?
Yeah, you're kind of going in and out video-wise, but yeah, if you have somewhere else you want to go, cool with us.
Okay. I'm just going to go to the solarium real quick to give that a quick tour, and then I'll be right back.
All right.
Like they said, that we know with them making the private island over there, I think they kind of saw a lot of people complaining that so many cruises go to Nassau, and we were talking to Frank earlier before, and that Nassau is kind of has become a place where some people get off, but a lot of people stay on. And I think it's going to give people who go royal and probably a celebrity who can go to Nassau and give them a private beach club, another place to go. That's where maybe your drink pass will work. It's I think it's a very good investment to be in Nassau with that, because there's not everybody's favorite stop at this point.
Yeah, that's true. And I know they're also trying to expand it to Cozumel next. So,
Yeah.
Like you said, two places that are probably two of the top where people kind of stay on the most, because a lot of cruises either go to Cozumel a lot or Nassau a lot. So,
Yeah,
like you said, give another option.
All right, everybody. If you cruise a lot, you've been to Cozumel, Nassau like 40 times. It's crazy, especially if you sail on the Galveston. All my Galveston people know every cruise at a Galveston, 99% of them go to Cozumel because it's right there for us. So,
yeah,
I think they'll have more competition there because there are so many beach clubs there that it's going to be hard. In Nassau, it's not much competition, but there's a lot of competition for a beach club in Cozumel. That's for sure.
that's true. We have another question in the chat from Vladimir. Are there any short-term cruises for first timers just to try out?
I know Vladimir lives in the area, so for Galveston people, there's Carnival, there's Royal. Out of Florida, and everybody does short-term cruises: Virgin, Carnival, Royal. There are short ones on Norwegian and on Celebrity. So, but I know there are 3 and 4 day cruises pretty much out of almost every port.
All right, looks like Frank's coming up close to the solarium. We're going to pull him back in here, see if he's talking to us yet. Frank, can you hear it? Ooh, well, we just lost him. We'll wait for him to come back in.
He wasn't near the edge, so he didn't go overboard, so no worries there.
Well, Frank's on his way to the solarium right now. I'm going to pull in him again quickly. There he is. Frank.
Can you guys hear me okay?
We can. You're live, too. What have you been up to? You don't look like you're in the solarium yet. You look like you haven't gone far.
Did we lose them, Jeremy?
What? Frank, can you hear us? Well, Frank's currently on the pool deck. He's working his way to the solarium. I don't know if he just did a little 360 of it or...
Well, as we all know, he said they're so wide. If you've ever seen a an Oasis or Icon class ship next to any other ship. I have a picture of it. It's of the Harmony next to the Ascent, and it's massive. It's unbelievable how wide these ships are. So it takes a long time to get around the pool deck on those ships because they're so dang big.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like he was showing, it's like 3 different pools all up there, but all spread out. But I think he's on the way to the solarium, which is the adults only area. On this ship, it's covered. I think it has a couple pools, a couple hot tubs, its own little bar back there. So we'll see when he gets there. I'm watching him. Oh, I think he's showing us something, so we're going to pull him back in here. Frank, can you hear us?
Good. I lost connection for a second. I think I got a little too far away from the routers.
You're good. Show us.
But I'm gonna head it.
Show us Splashaway Bay quickly over there, or the slides.
Okay. So Splashaway Bay is definitely bigger on this ship, but for those that are new to cruising, this is kind of the area where kids can splash away, I guess, if you will. We have tons of little slides here, and then you've got the same typical slides. I will say that the other one, the orange one, I'm forgetting on what the name is definitely steeper. So people are flying down that thing. You just saw, right? Pretty quick there. But yeah, then you obviously have the normal 2 racer slides here. But let's go into the solarium. I definitely want to hit that before we drop off.
Perfect. We have the as you're on the way there.
Okay.
I'm gonna mute him quickly while he's still walking. No, he's almost there. We had a question come through saying from David, how will the new Carnival ships compare to Icon? We don't really know yet. I mean, we know the sizes are going to be comparable to these Oasis class sizes. Oh, Frank was just showing off the view bar out there. This is a new addition to both Wonder and Utopia off the side of the ship. I don't know if he's trying to talk.
No. I'm good. I just wanted to show you that.
Sweet. I'm muting you again for a second. So we don't really know what's going to be coming to the new Carnival ships yet. Like I said, we know they're the same size as the Oasis class ships, but it'll be interesting over the next couple of years to see what what news comes out from that, since they are, still building the XL class ships. Over the next couple of years, they still have, I think, 2 or 3 of those on order, as well as the 3 newer class ships.
I think they're going to do a very good job. They've done a good job of. Even with the XL class of making things their own, while they did do neighborhoods, which is something that they've started on Royal, and they kind of adopted that. I think they've done a really good job of keeping things unique for Carnival and keeping all their things, So I'm super excited to see it. I do love Carnival as well. I'm excited to see how they come out with these massive ships that's going to rival the Icon class, And then, of course, to see how Royal punches back. How can you go bigger than that, right? So how can starting these ship wars? I'm not sure. Although I did hear Royal's going to try and go smaller next time to try and get it, because a lot of these places are saying, these ships are too big, they can't come here. So Royal's trying to go a little smaller again. The newer class ship that's smaller, probably bigger than the Voyager class size, but where they can hit some of these, European and Alaska stops where the big ships can't make it into.
Yeah, we'll let Frank, you're live again, so you can show off the solarium and maybe talk about a little bit about Project Discovery.
Yeah. So while I'm in here, I'll quickly highlight both of those items. So yeah, like you mentioned, Jeremy, they are building smaller. So they still have an Oasis class ship on order. They have 2 more Icons on order, which is coming in the next few years. I think the CEO said this week 4 to 5 years is going to be the smaller ships. And to your point, they want to be able to access ports like Baltimore and get into smaller ports, not just from the U.S. but also abroad, right? The whole Ultimate World Cruise was such a success, and so they want to continue to be able to go to different ports, right? So this is the solarium. It feels incredible in here. I wouldn't say it feels like you're in your room like AC, but it is definitely a bit cooler than it is outside. Someone's blowing their horn in the in the port here. But you've got your hot tubs, right? But just look at how big and how much room. Look at this room that you have to walk around. You've got just loungers here, and then it goes all the way down. So I'm just gonna quickly. I know there's a bunch of people in the pool here, just floating around. You've got these in-pool loungers here, but look at that. Pretty crazy.
I was about to say it's such a big adults-only space, and so when you compare it to the Freedom class when we've done Freedom or Independence of the Seas, I feel like the vibes are 2 totally different vibes for the solarium overall.
it doesn't even compare, like this, like it's hard to even say it's the same ship, right? Or it's the same line, right? They're so different. But yeah, I'm probably going to be hanging out here later. There's plenty of chairs, as you can see.
And then right over there, you got the Solarium Bistro. Do you want to highlight that a little, Frank? Or kind of
Yeah,
talk
so
about it?
so the Solarium Bistro is an adults kind of only buffet style restaurant. You have to make reservations for dinner, but the best thing is like if you're sitting here, you can keep your towels right here, and then the door to go eat is right there, right? So you can just go in. And for breakfast, they've got really great food, and it's not as crowded as the Windjammer. And then for lunch, same thing, carving stations and kind of buffet style food. And then dinner, it's kind of like, I think it's supposed to be a Mediterranean vibe, but yeah, really, really good option there as well. Here, we got a couple other ships next to us. Let's see. This is the Carnival Glory. We got the Disney Wish. And then I believe, like I said, there's a Norwegian ship in front of us today. But yeah, that's pretty much, I'll come over here and kind of quickly pop over and show you the hot tub that hang over the edge, which I always love. But I think that kind of is going to conclude most of our tour. I didn't show the boardwalk. I think that's kind of like the other big neighborhood. I didn't show the spa. But here is, you have showers you can just rinse off, and then here is the solarium hot tub that hang over the edge. You got TVs and everything in here, which is really cool. This is probably my favorite spot for Sail Away, and it's open right now. Maybe I should just go ahead and snag a spot and wait 8 hours. Probably would dehydrate in there, but super, super cool. Look at this. You can just sit here on a sea day and just watch TV, grab a drink. So beautiful.
Pull us back in here. Oh, Frank, here's a good question that just came through for you. Is the train car dining on that ship? Talking about the Royal Railway.
Guys, it is on this ship, and I was actually able to get it. So I'm really, really excited to bring that. What's funny is Mom is such a foodie. For those that don't know, my mom, she's like had a catering business in Charlotte in the past. And I'm nervous about that part because I don't think it's about the food, at least this specific venue. This specific experience. They're really seeing the Royal Railway as like a venue, so they can do like different themes, right? So you've got, they have like the Wild West theme, which is the current one that's out, and then they're going to be launching almost like a Silk Road experience that starts in India and goes over to China, and they're going to be able to do like food that kind of goes with that theme. But this one is very much like a family-friendly experience. They obviously started with that one, and then they're going to have 2 trains. One's going to do kind of like the adults only, and one will do not adults only, but more adult themed experience. And then they're going to have the one that's more family-friendly running. So I'm excited to do it again in the fall. I already booked it for my November sailing on Utopia. So I'm really looking forward to that. But we got that on day 3. So it's going to be awesome. I can't wait to try that. Everyone says the show is awesome. And they've got like this really cool cigar chocolate thing. So pretty awesome. I'm excited.
Now, you said last night was Giovanni's. Obviously, that's tomorrow. What did you say you're doing for dinner tonight?
We're doing 150 Central Park.
Okay. Yeah, you did say that earlier. And then Izumi in the park for lunch today.
Dude, lunch is coming up. I'm going to have to get my bathing suit on and get my spot. And then I'm going to have to go down and grab some sushi. And then, yeah, just really enjoy the ship for the day. So.
Well, perfect. Do you want to talk about the giveaway we've been running, Frank?
Yeah. Let's talk about.
All right, one more question from my mom. She said, let me pull this up in here. Frank, have you been to the Newport area at Nassau yet? If not, are you going to check it out later?
Yes, I have been. I like it. It's good if you want to get some shops, right? So it's very well laid out. You've got a ton of places to grab something, whether it's food, if you want to grab a drink. I think, Michael, when we were on, was it Independence or Freedom, they had, a cool little bar that you could grab a drink at. A lot of cool, shops and things you can buy stuff at. But today, because it's Utopia, because it's the new ship, kind of wanted to stay on board. There's not a ton of people getting off, at least our ship. So probably just kind of treat this as a sea day this time. And then maybe when I'm back in the fall, I'll get off for a quick. There's some people that do like these beaches for a day, but because we have Coco Cay tomorrow, I just don't really feel like I'm not good with not going to the beach. I'm fine with just kind of staying on and having a pool day. on a 3-night sailing. So
Oh, that's probably the last thing to talk about. What do you have planned for Coco Cay tomorrow?
yeah, so we're doing the Hideaway, the adults only beach club tomorrow. So really excited about that. Definitely more of like a DJ upbeat kind of vibe. Michael, you've experienced that. It's a good time. It's a good time. So they've got elevated food. They got empanadas, and they've got a heated pool that looks out of, infinity pool that looks out at the beach. So I'll be showing off that. Maybe if I have good signal, I can come back on and do some live around that. But no, it's been excellent. Really, really enjoyed the cruise so far, and excited for the rest of the trip.
Awesome. Well, I guess it's time to get into the giveaway. Jeremy, I'm going to pop you off just for 1 second, and we'll come back to you afterwards. Frank, kind of talk about the cruise maps a little and kind of the partnership about the giveaway that we've been running for the past week.
Yeah, so the cruise maps, this company, Matthew, he started that. I believe there's another partner that started it, but basically what they do is they, print your exact route that your ship took using the coordinates from the ship. So they have satellite data that they have access to, and they use that to kind of plot your trip that you took. Maybe you got, derailed on your itinerary for a medical evacuation. So maybe there's like that would actually be on the map as well. So we partnered with them. We have a code that you can go right now and get 15% off your next cruise map. It's CC15 for Cruise Conversations 15, 15% off. But we wanted to give away a map just because this is our first time going live, and I think we want to continue to do this in the future. But he's actually going to be giving away a map, and then we're also giving away $100 for a future cruise. So, Michael, I believe you got all of the names from Instagram in terms of who actually followed both of us and then commented the 2 names. So maybe you can show the wheel or show the giveaway.
Yep, we got that coming up. I mean, as you see in the background is what the maps have looked like for the past year or so. They actually have a new satellite-looking map that also just dropped this past week. So I think you may have the option of that as well. Frank, which one should we spin the wheel for first?
Let's do the $100 future cruise giveaway first.
All right, so we're going to spin this wheel. You can see it up on the screen. Oh, spin. There we go. All right, so the winner of the $100 future cruise gift card is Jay's Traveling Adventures.
Nice.
Shout out
There
to Jay. I'm going to take a screenshot of this just so I have it. All right, and for the cruise map, which you'll get a code to purchase that, we're spinning. Lindsay Pastor.
Hey, that's awesome. That's great.
All right, I got a screenshot of that too. We'll get Jeremy back in here now and unmute him. Well, boys, this has been fun. So, yeah.
This is fun. We got to do this more often.
First off, shout out to both of the giveaway winners. We'll be reaching out to y'all in the DMs on Instagram to get y'all your prizes. Any final thoughts, Jeremy, Frank?
Well, someone asked, does the CPass card work on Coco Cay?
Yes, it does. So most of the food is included on Coco Cay. There's very few spots where you have to pay extra. And then your CPass card, if you want to buy something, you can do that using your card. But most of the food, like I said, is included. And then drinks also work the same way on the ship. So if you have the drink package, you don't have to pay anything extra for a drink. If you don't, you just tap your card. It's cashless, just like the ship. So pretty much the same there. Coco Cay is great. I'm a big fan. Obviously, I've been there. I probably go like once a quarter, maybe 3 times a year at this point. But I mean, it never gets old. So great destination. Can't wait to be there tomorrow.
Awesome. Well, hey, we just want to thank everybody who has joined us this morning on this live. Getting to see, obviously, Frank here on Utopia the Seas, Royal Caribbean's newest ship. Jeremy, thank you for coming on and talking with us this morning and
Thank you,
helping us co-host. So I'm not by myself. Who else we got? Oh, you got a thank you, Frank. But yeah, Frank, have a great rest of your cruise, and we can't wait to hear about the rest of it when you get back.
Yes, thank you guys so much, and have a great rest of your weekend.
Thank you, buddy.
Later, y'all.